Hey, buggies. It is me, Just D. How are they? Hopefully, okay, doge. Did I say doge? Who cares? Anyways, this is just another update on a smaller scale. Just because of I don't want to put much effort into this one in order to just get something out without my brain deciding, hey, what about this thing you have to add for another layer, another step, and everything? That is only part of my problem. Right now, in the past, losing track on the weeks here. For the past several months, I have been trying to work out a schedule in my head into being put into action. And last month, I was on a due date. Pardon. Last month, I was on a due date for the end of the month to have a video game video out for Points with Pockets. As you can tell by now, I failed on doing that. Again. Part of my issue is I'm a perfectionist, so for me to always think, this thing I'm about to put out has to be better than the last take, or better than the last take, because doing any kind of editing seems like it's too much, even if it's a small little tidbit I can clip out at the beginning. But no, my brain says, hey, make a video like this on a selfie mode, where it's just, you being able to look at your own camera, seeing what you're doing, and make sure it's in one take, because that way you won't have to put any effort into it. I'm going back to my psychiatrist. The wording on that was weird. I'm going back to my psychiatrist's office, finally, because my insurance is now with my new company. Took a little bit to kick in, and it also took a little bit to get the appointment, in the way that the appointment couldn't be sooner, which is currently very frequent in a lot of doctor situations. Hey, you want to schedule something? Come back in a week, or a month, maybe 2, maybe 3. But thank God that the office actually still is one of those types that does keep records, because it means that it will allow me to hopefully not to give as much information as a total start over, which was my recent visit. My reason for going to there, and that's going to be the focus of this video, the reason for that is because my focus, as you can tell, isn't exactly ideal. So the whole action plan is, yeah, I do want to make sure that I can focus on what I want to work on. I'm gonna try and stick in making this the only take I have to do, as much as I stutter, because it's actually getting to the point after all these years where it's more annoying, because I had Adderall for a little bit. It made my hand shaky, unfortunately, like this, and because of that, I wasn't able to really draw much. Apparently, that's supposed to go away in a matter of... They didn't tell me specifically, but I heard from one doctor about a month or 2, maybe more, depends on the person. But at least when I had that, it's probably not the ideal medication because it still has to interact well with my current medication. The hope would be I can actually do what I was actually starting to do. And when you remember, hopefully for those of you who have been watching me for a while to see my art in different areas, if you want to check my Twitch channel, I should still have the art there that is the Doctor and Time Turner. So it's just showing like, hey, I'm the Doctor for Who's an Assistant, and also myself as a representative of myself as a character. So I'm really needing to focus a lot more than I need to. And this is in the context of I've gotten more aware of how bad my focus issues are, because I have actually been pushing in my brain loudly, where it's yelling in the back saying, hey, why don't you do some editing or art or actually commit to your comic? Maybe listen a little to yourself. You can hear yourself saying these things, but why aren't you doing it? Sorry for the face, I actually didn't realize I can express like that. I should record more often. Case in point. See? My commitment in my head is still bouncing back and forth, and the list is still getting longer because I have everything planned already in my head for all the things I want to do, and my focus is just so bad that I've actually found out what is and what is not part of what I currently have as my already diagnosed diagnoses. I have bipolar 1 and otherwise specified dissociative disorder. Sorry, other specified dissociative disorder. And OCD and an anxiety disorder and, a bit of depression. When I actually learn how much I've actually been able to do in my head and how much I'm actually imagining rather than doing, I have fucking months worth of things I can actually get out, but I can't get myself to get to it. And right now, it is actually almost 1 a.m. because I'm working second shift. I could do stuff before work, but because work gets me tired, I don't have much time, and this is a week where I have multiple appointments. So, if I really wanted to, I'm not even sure on Friday, I'll get something. So, I have no idea how long I've been putting on a character or a dissociative identity for this channel and just my online persona in general, because I can see myself being a lot more realistic and still being expressive. But when I've had to handle so many damn traumas that I actually don't remember how I actually am, it gets fucking hard to actually do what I want to do. And when I am also being distracted by anything from YouTube or even Twitch, because I love video, saying, hey, you can do this, but you can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do that now. And when it's the idea of saying can't do this, it's in wording that it feels vague because I can think of 10 different ways to say something and 10 different ways that something means. I mean, you can add a few zeros on that number just for exaggeration, but you get the point. If I'm going to be distracted by what I can't do on top of what I want to do, I'll be less interested in wanting to do it. Because one of the fucking things I've been trying to fight myself on is just finding the natural way of being what I want to be. And again, my focus is really hard right now because my brain's actually losing track and it's pissing me off. So it's like things like this. I've never been actually able to do this because something else in my own head gets in the way every fucking time. So, but this is why I'm kind of making this on purpose. Because I want to be able to see what I'm actually saying when I'm expressing these things at a later time. Because that's how dissociation works. And right now, I actually feel like I'm actually able to hold on to the host of myself. But again, focus is such an issue. Because I know I actually dropped a sentence earlier and lost track of the thought. Okay. I think that should be hopefully more or less it, but I guess this is the best example I can give for why psychology is important, and committing to getting help will actually assist you greatly in a lot of what you do. And I keep having to tell myself this a lot of the time because I need it. I need it for myself a lot. And I did put it on a lot of other people before, more than I should have as a friend, because I kept thinking too much of shoulders I would finally have to lean on. So all that aside, make sure you are able to find the help you need, and I'm trying to make sure that my own dissociations don't get in the way, because I'll actually probably save time and not digress too much into something else. My dissociations act in such a way that any type of stress whatsoever will switch my thoughts out into whichever character. And it takes a while before I can actually get to my base self, my host self, to say what I want to say. Again, my dissociations act in such a way that I can't say what I want to say and I can't think what I want to think. And anything that I will try to think of, imagine being in the middle of a big city with a lot of cars, a lot of honking noises, a lot of people talking, a lot of sounds from media in general, whatever it might be, like say a speaker, a I can go as far as Times Square because I've never been there, but you get the point hopefully there as well. This is this is what affects my wording as well, so I never actually fully know what I am saying until 5 tries later. And this also requires me to still do a lot of editing, a lot of clarification. And this is why I've always over-explained. Mental health is frustrating, so I'll circle back to the beginning before I finish this, because I will not feel good if I forget something again. Um, these mental health issues affect my ability to create content, and because of that, I am pissed off at myself even more because this is years late into going about half a decade. Because you know why. And from there, this will be still where this will be a reminder to myself and hopefully anyone who may be able to relate. Getting medication and among other things helps get the focus needed. I'm sorry, I'm really trying to bring back the things I'm trying to say because this has been an ongoing issue lately a lot. Sorry, I'm still working on it. If your symptoms act in such a way that they affect your ability to work, they do require help. And it's okay to get that help. And because of that, I want it to feel a lot less difficult to focus on what I need to without getting too distracted even when I'm actually doing something. Because it's fucking beyond tiring, and I don't want to keep having to do this if it's going to be possibly able to get medicated to where I need to be. So, because of that, once I find something that helps focus, like Adderall, maybe not directly Adderall, I will actually be able to commit to doing streams additionally. I will be able to create comics again. I will be able to edit without being so worried about it and not think I need to do something else. Or I might think of something else and forget what I was doing or forget what I was thinking about. Because if I can actually stick to the ideas I have and have written down, I can actually create panels for these comics that I want to make that I want to make a lot easier. And also, I will be able to stay in character in such a long length of time. I won't be extra stressed out after having done it because I put myself into a character for a long period of time. It wasn't an issue before, but it is now. And it's more reasons or made up excuses. It's not made up. It's not a made up excuse. For why creating content has become so difficult for me. I will make some, but I can't make all of it. And I know I can switch and alternate. I've been this close multiple times to almost get there, but it's like the moment I get there, I just have to take a rest on top of it. Each day is a little extra step, and I'm trying to make that extra step. And I just get so close to just doing small tasks for what is what I was wanting to do for the longest fucking time. So, it's upsetting me. And I don't want to make it seem too upsetting for you, so this is my heart to heart, I guess, on top of everything else. So 15 minutes. Oh, actually stuck to a length that I haven't done in a long time. It's kind of like the way it used to be, right? Just going in such a length that it felt like a conversation, and just kind of, seeing how things are. Felt more real back then when I started this video. Or sorry, not this video. This video channel. And my previous video channel. This felt more natural. It used to feel more natural. It used to feel easier without all this extra concentration. It took me 15 minutes to warm up to actually do this now, I guess. It's not a good feeling. But it's one that will be healed in such a way I won't have to repeat myself with phrases. This isn't so much nerves as it is actually my own personal issues. Text, sure. Voices, or a voice, my own voice. Yes, good luck. So good luck to you as well, and as soon as something comes out, I will let you know. That's the goal. As soon as something comes out, I will let you know and say, hey, this came out, was posted. Speaking of which, go to the Ponies with Pockets channel. At Ponies with Pockets. YouTube.com. YouTube.com/at Ponies with Pockets. That new URL format has made things a lot easier. It's the backslash that throws me off, but I mean, it's a tag. It's a name tag. So we've had more videos. We've had more Q&As. I think I've had a short in between. We haven't had a preview for the season finale of Who's an Assistant yet. But again, once things are out, I will let you know as soon as reasonably possible. Perhaps in the form of a short, so it won't be as long as this will be. Unless I decide, hey, additional commentary. One day. But hey, this was one day. It was one try. Well, this was a third try. First two I didn't feel good about because I just totally stopped in such a way I felt way awkward and started cringing at myself. So, we all go through it, so we have to find our ways to get our paths safer for ourselves, I suppose. Something sage-like there. Perhaps, maybe. Nah. So, I will get the actual finish now and say, because I was trying to make sure in my head by stalling, actually I was stalling an accident, I was trying to make sure I have my outro correct. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, good night. See you next time. Oy, this is a weird way to do it with a phone in my hand. Share the love, and I did miss something. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Share the love. Love you lots. Both, basically, just the goodbye, I guess. Alright. Later.